All right, so welcome to the webinar today, guys. Today we're going to be talking about birthing your dream, a new formula to create your first $1,000 day online. So I hope you pay attention. Hopefully this is valuable to you and this content is going to help you inside of your business, take yourself to the next level. So we're looking to bring out the best and show you the best possible way you can build your business and take it to the next level. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come to this webinar, to come to this live training and learn exactly how to do it. So welcome to the webinar, as I said. So I'm glad to be back. As some of you do know, I just had a new baby girl. So we just came back from the hospital. This is my first webinar ever since I came back. So I'm truly excited to actually get back in the grind and getting this webinar going. So let's take the expectation for this webinar, expectation for today, what to expect from this webinar. First of all, where are you right now in your business? I like to ask some questions. Let me know how things are going. I haven't hosted a webinar in about a month. So how are things going for you right now? Are you crushing it? Shout out to Shayla making stuff happen. Great. You're always crushing anyway. So Kimberly, shout out to Kimberly McLean, who just made $3,000 in 3 days in a row. But she said the cost of ads was a little bit high. It's no problem as long as you're making $1,000 a day, so we can learn on how to bring the ad cost down. So that's awesome. Some of you are saying I'm still struggling, I'm just getting started. Rafet said I need help. All right, guys. So great. Thank you for the feedback. So some of you are still sending feedback. I need to learn Facebook ads. I need to grow YouTube. All right, cool. Appreciate it. So there's a lot of newbie on here and people who's been doing it for a while and people that's getting results. So there's a mixture of everybody on here. So that's great. So here's the deal. This is what's my goal for this webinar. My goal for this webinar for you is that before you get off this webinar, I give you everything that you need to build a business that creates at least $1,000 a day for yourself in profit. At least $1,000 in profit every single day if you do follow this blueprint. Okay, I'm going to give you the formula to get amazing results. Even if you're a newbie, you don't have to be afraid. You can practice this stuff and make it happen for you. Okay, so this webinar is for people who's just getting started, who doesn't even have a clue on how to make money online. You can get there a lot faster than I did knowing this information that I'm going to give you tonight. Okay, also this webinar is for people that are authors, speakers, consultants, people that are creating products in the marketplace. You definitely need to have these things in place for you, okay? People that are making money online, but you need to reach higher heights. You feel like, man, I'm making money right now, but I could make a lot more. I'm not making enough where I can just have the lifestyle that I want, okay? It's also for people who are making money online right now, but your income is not stabilized. Like last month you made 10K, and this month you're like, what the heck is going on? I only made 2K, or next month come in, you made 0, and then it goes back. It's like a roller coaster. You cannot stabilize your income. This webinar is going to be for you. Okay, does any of this sound familiar? You've had more than a few months where you have more months than money left in your bank account, right? You have more months left than you have money. You're worrying about where the next sale is going to come from, or where you're going to get the next client. So if you've seen other people selling the expertise for high prices and you to do the same, but you think that nobody will pay you, you want to do that, but you feel like nobody's going to pay for it because you don't have the belief and the faith in yourself yet. You feel like knowledge or technology is holding you back. If this sound familiar, guess what? None of these are challenge, or they're not real problem for you. The real problem is that you need a paradigm shift. Okay, the way you think and the way you approach your business, once you shift that, you can control all these things that you think of a problem. So if you're ever been frustrated, for you are not able to predict your income, okay, I'm going to share with you a system that solves all your money problems, okay? So this is something that I guarantee because I do it every single day. I create $1,000 a day every single day inside of my business. And once you set up a system, I have multiple system sets for that. But tonight I'll show you one of the system and how to set it up. And once you do, you should be able to start creating $1,000 a day. And I'm going to show you exactly what's stopping most people from doing that. It's not something hard at all. So what you need to know, there are 4 paradigm shifts that you need to make and 7 steps that you must take to create a consistent, predictable income, preferably at least 1K a day. 1K a day. If you start making 1K a day, I promise you that's 365K for the year. It will be a great start. So what we're going to cover in this training is going to be 7 steps for you to create your first $1,000 day. If you never created a $1,000 day before, I'm going to give you 7 steps on how to do it. I'm going to give you the blueprint to create a 7-figure year income, because I'm going to create my first 7-figure year this year with this formula applied to the rest of my business. And I'm going to show you how much money this formula aside by itself is bringing me. You know, I'm a firm believer in multiple streams of income. So if you in here, you don't have multiple streams of income, if you're going to create 6 or 7 figures income, you definitely want to have a multiple streams of income, you know, added to what you're doing. Couple streams of income added. You know, most people that's making 7 figure has at least seven streams of income. So I'm going to show you how to put it all together, how to create your first machine to create 1K a day inside of your business. And I'm going to show you how to acquire your clients fast and how to convert traffic that turns people. A lot of time people say, traffic. Well, I'm going to show you how to turn people into 1K, because your money is going to be coming from people. So you need to know how to deal with people and how to get people to give you their money. So thank you so much for all those of you also who's been sending me comments on Facebook. Some of you have been messaging me knowing that I was in the hospital with the wife and how everything turns out. We got a newborn. I'm truly excited about it, man. It's always a blessing, always a learning opportunity. So I'm learning as I go every single day. You know, the learning, teaching me to be humble and teaching me to go back to the beginning and start helping other people. So I think it's a great thing. It's a great position to be. And then what we're going to be doing after that on this webinar is a live Q&A session where you can ask me whatever you want, and I'll answer those questions for you. Is that cool with you guys? Let me get a yes. Let me get a yes. All right. Yes. Good. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. For those of you who just come in, leave a comment. I want to make sure everybody's on the same board with me. So go ahead and leave a comment inside of the chat box. Give me a yes. Yes, I can see your screen, so I can keep going. Okay. So now I need your attention. Okay. This is not a get rich quick scheme, guys. You know, but it's not slow neither. This is something that if you do it, you can get rich a lot faster than almost any other thing that's out there. Okay, it's not slow, but it's not a get rich quick. You gotta set the foundation, you gotta set the groundwork, you gotta put the stuff in place, and once you have it in place, you can just keep rocking every single day. So it's not a push button cash out strategy. It is setting up the strategy that you need, setting up every tools that you need to have in place, and once you have it set up, all you got to do is keep driving traffic.
Microsoft Word needs
all right.
your attention.
Also, result may vary. My result might not be yours. Some of my students, it might be different for all of us, but as long as you're getting results, I'm happy. Just like Kimberly, who just sent me a message and told me that she just made $3,000 3 days in a row, which is great. Though she said she would like to get her ad spend a little bit lower on Facebook. So, you know, results is going to vary. So for those of you who's the first time on this webinar, I've been getting a lot of people coming to my list. Some of you don't even know me because you're coming from Facebook, maybe I'm in YouTube, because I've been working on my YouTube channel lately. Been getting a lot of content. A lot of you been coming in. So some of you probably don't know me in this webinar. My name is Kato Cormier. I'm a family guy. I have twins. I have a newborn, about 4 or 5 days old, not even a week old. And, you know, I love my family. I'm a consultant from Orlando, Florida. I'm an internet marketing expert. You know, I grew my consulting business from nothing to making $250,000 a year in less than a year, following a strategy. I've created many courses on the internet that helps people drive traffic, make money online, such as CL Traffic Bananas, Marketing Training Buffet, the KC Six Figures Coaching. I'm also building a name and build a brand called the No Quitters Team. So the No Quitters brand, I've created over $1.2 million in sales in the last 4 years that I've been on the internet. So we're pushing to create our first 7-figure year this year. All right. So this is me over here teaching some of our students in Orlando. We had an event, we had a mastermind in Orlando. Aside creating this formula for my business, what I'm passionate about is sharing those formulas with other people so other people can go out there and win for themselves. Okay, I love helping newbies create their first six-figure income online, and also I learned working with experts to help them make more cash for what they already know, turning the impact into influence and cash in their pockets. Okay, so how I discovered this 4 paradigm shift, right? I work with many leaders. I discovered there are 4 traits that many successful clients, many people that are successful that I work with, there's 4 traits all of them do have. Number 1, they have an honor code. They have impeccable honor code. The fact that they want to do the stuff not just to make money, but they truly want to impact other people. They truly want to make a difference. Some of those people that I work with, they are the most giving people that I've seen. They are one of the most people that I really want to see a change in the world and do the stuff to not just accumulate income, but they know there's a big why to the reason why they're doing this stuff. The next thing, they desire to serve at a higher level. They might start just, you might start just, hey, I just want to make money for my family. I just want to, quit my job. But then they start creating the desire, man, I can impact the world. I can even touch my whole city, or I can touch other people online who's trying to do this stuff. So they desire to serve people at a higher level. They make a leap and charge higher prices. This was the key for me here, right? I know some of you have been coming to my webinar. I have been going to my mentor's webinar, and on one of those webinars, I could tell you the whole webinar that went by, this was the main key. This was the key for me. They make the leap to charge higher prices for their product and fees. This was the key for me. So I'm going to say it again. They make the leap to charge higher prices for their product and fees. So they invest in coaching and mentoring, okay? Those are the 4 traits that the people have. The code, you will not be able to achieve what I've laid out for you today without making those 4 shifts. That's the code you got to go by, okay? Now, the 4 shift, which one do you think was the hardest for people to make? Do you think about, making money online? Do you think about which one of the 4 shift? Well, if you had guests charging higher prices, like I said, like I kept mentioning it, this is the key. Charging higher prices for the product. This is the thing that most people fail at doing. This is the thing most people are afraid of doing. And that is what was stopping me from creating my first $1,000 day. And then creating 5, 10, 11, whatever, much more in the future. So tonight, I want you to start thinking about charging higher prices for your product. That's going to make a big difference. There's only 3 reasons why most people are afraid to charge higher prices for the product. Number 1, you don't believe anybody will pay you big money. Number 2, you don't believe your expertise is worth big money. That's one of the reasons why people are afraid to charge higher prices. And I've been there. I was really working with people hours, days. I was doing everything, webinars, phone calls, everything. And I literally was getting $100 from people, $200. And sometimes I was doing it most of the time for free. So I wasn't really respecting my time, and I wasn't really respecting, what I'm capable of. So a lot of you on the line are the same way. You are so giving. You have so much more expertise inside of you, but you're not capitalizing on this stuff. So you don't know. The 3rd reason why people are not charging higher prices is that they don't know how to package the expertise so that they can position themselves for premium sales. Like one of you asked me earlier if this is going to be a webinar for e-commerce. No, this is not a webinar for e-commerce, but even if you're doing e-commerce, you should be on here. Guess what? I'm learning how to do Amazon with my wife right now. She's been doing Shopify, she's been doing e-commerce, and now she want to jump into Amazon and create another side stream of income. Why am I doing that, guys? Because if you're building an empire, you want it to have multiple feet. There's this table, like right now my desk that I'm holding this computer, it has about 6 feet. 6 feet that holds it together. And this is the same way you want to think of your business. Whether you're doing e-commerce, whether you're doing whatever else, you want to start including different arena of your business so that you have a little bit of income coming here, a little bit coming here. You have 300 here, 500 there, 400 there. You're doing a little bit of affiliate marketing. You're doing a little bit of product creation, and then you create an empire for yourself. But you know, whether you being successful right now with Amazon, sometimes they change their rules. Whether you're being successful with Shopify, e-commerce, Facebook, sometimes Facebook is going to change their rules, so your income is going to slow down until you pick up speed again. So even if you're in here and you was thinking this was a webinar for e-commerce, this is useful information to yourself also. So if you learn how to do that, you'll still be able to create $1,000 a day. Just imagine if you anything like Kimberly, you're making $1,000 a day with your business, you can add another $1,000 by learning this information. Okay, so how many of you have seen this? You know, have seen people describe it before. This $7 leads into a $17, lead into a $27, lead into a $47 package, lead into a $97, lead into a $197, lead into a $197, right? And then lead into a $497, and then you lead into a $997. How many of you have seen the infamous sales funnel? Maybe some of you have been through it, where you went through the process of creating all these products, you know, in order for you to finally get to the $1,000 pay. Well, what I'm teaching you tonight, now I'm not saying this don't work. I've created this stuff in my business multiple times. But for you to create $1,000 a day, it's a lot easier than that. It's a lot easier than creating all this funnel to finally get you to $1,000. How about you just go straight to the $1,000 if you want to make $1,000 a day? And that's what one of my mentors had told me that made the big shift for me. Okay, I just went straight to the 1,000, even though I have many different funnels that looks like this in my business. But the funnels that makes me $1,000 a day, I just go straight to the thousands of dollars, and I'm going to do that. Okay, I cut out one-on-one coaching way back. I was doing one-on-one coaching maybe 3 years ago when I first started in my business, but it was just not. When I started getting so many people inside of my coaching, I only have 24 hours in a day, and I started getting, you know, 200 people. The first time I opened up a coaching, I had 200 people, and there's not 200 hours in a day. So I was getting really frustrated. You know, people was calling me left and right, and crazy thing, I was going over the same thing. I was going over the same thing like 5 times in a day with one person and the next person and the next person. So way back, I cut out one-on-one coaching. Okay, so one of the things that opened my eyes, I paid my coach $12,000 for 6 months. $12,000 for 6 months so that he can teach me how does he create a sustainable product, a sustainable coaching where he doesn't have to be with me. And you know what? I asked him one simple question. I remember being on the line on a webinar like this one when there was Q&A time, and I was working on a new project, and I told him, hey, I want you to work with me one-on-one in this project. I don't want to talk in front of those people. Whatever the case was, I didn't want them, you know, I was just expanding my business. And I still had a little bit of fear, the mentality of, oh, if people see my stuff, they're going to take it away. I was working on a new project, and I didn't want people to take it away. And I remember asking him a simple question. When can we do a one-on-one, just me and you, for like 4 hours? I remember the answer he gave me. He told me, Hater, you're going to have to go sell your house in order for you to afford that. You know, I was like, dude, this dude is crazy. I just paid him $12K, but I didn't realize that it's not the fact that I was going to pay for the time, but it's the value. And that's what tricks a lot of us, that we're thinking that we're paying for the time, but we're not actually paying for the time. You're paying for the value. So before the conversation, I was thinking I was selling time, okay? Before I had the conversation with him and switched my whole coaching, understand my whole coaching platform, and enable me to spend more time with my family, and enable me to still work with people and still be there for them. You know, I think I was selling time, but I was wrong. I was selling results, because the stuff that I was teaching people was the same stuff I was actually doing in my business to get results. And some of my students was going out there and duplicating the same formula and creating the same results for themselves. So what was the value of getting those results? What was it meant to me? You know, what was the value? If I can teach you how to make $1,000 a day, what is the value of that? How's that gonna be impacting your life? You know, if you follow this formula that I'm gonna teach you just in a couple of minutes from now, if you implement that and you start making $1,000 a day, how is that going to impact your life? So it's not really how much the time, but it's really the value that we're going to produce in that time frame that we're spending together. So price is not about the time, it's an indicator of the value. So if you're in this webinar, I want you to understand one thing. If you're charging too low for your products, when people pay, they pay attention. Or if you're not charging for your product and people get stuff for free, well, more likely stuff we get for free, we just ended up not spending it right, or we just wasted. And as you can see, a lot of people that win the lottery, most of the time, because they did not work for that money, they ended up being broke in a couple of years later. So when people pay, they actually give more, give more time and give more attention to what they actually paid for. So the higher your clients invest, the higher the involvement gets with you. Number two, serve at a higher level. In 2015, I told my mentor that I wanted to serve at a higher level. I wanted to help other people create amazing results that I was going to get in my business, but I wanted to get paid for it. I didn't want to be making scrum. I wanted to make the type of income where, hey, you know what, I can make the income for my if I have a mortgage, if I have a car payment, I can make that income in one day. Then for the rest of the month, I can focus on producing instead of, oh man, I'm working just to pay my mortgage, because that's how it used to be with a job. I'm working to pay my car note, or I'm working to pay my cell phone bill. That's how it used to be with a job. So when you come into a business, specifically what I'm teaching you tonight, to learn how to create $1,000 a day. So if you have a car note that's $500, you can make that money in one day. If your mortgage is going to cost you about $2,000, you could do that in one day, and then you have 29 days or 30 days if you have a 31-day month to focus on creating more results, okay? So offering my service. So here's what I did. I run an ad. This is how I created my first six-figure month with this coaching business, okay, with this creating a high-ticket product. I ran an ad. 92 people showed up on my webinar. I did a webinar like this one. So 98% of the people sell the whole 60 minutes on the webinar because I was giving value. 10 of them ended up buying. Out of the 92, 10 of them bought my coaching. Was $1,097. So on that day was one of the biggest days I made on a webinar. It was the first time that my eyes opened, and selling on that webinar, selling 10 of them, I ended up making $19,000 on one webinar one night. That literally shocked me, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep doing it over and over. So I kept on doing it every month, and it took me 2 hours a week to do. So what I did, 1 hour, I would set up the webinar. The next hour, I would just have to host it. So it was about 2 hours. So 1 hour, I would set up the webinar. Next hour, I would have to host it. So I did that for the next year. In about 10 months, I did it 10 times. In the 12 months of the year, I did it 10 times. And for a total, in just selling that package, this couple of packages that I had, I ended up making $199,000 and $970 just using this process, this part of the process in my business. Would that be a cool income for you if you learn how to do that, the strategy for you to create for yourself? I'm sure it would be. All right. Some of the people who use the same strategy, okay, I have Ms. Shayla here, and I got her on going on the same strategy. First month, she made $5,500. Not too bad, as she's going to get better. She's going to start making, this stuff happen and crushing it even more. So webinars and teleseminars are powerful. Using a webinar has been one of the most powerful tools in selling online product that's ever been created for me and many of my mentors, okay? Before this is the model I was going to show you. Like at first, I would tell you, I remember when I first came on the internet, this was the model people were showing me. I need to have a website, I need to blog, I need to do Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Instagram, YouTube, Squirtle, Pinterest. I still have all those websites up. I still use a couple of them. I still use my blog because I like to give value on there. I still use YouTube. I don't really use Twitter anymore. There was a time I was having tools to send out messages on Twitter. I was having tools on Google Plus and all that stuff. I mean, it's great to be on all this platform, but you're gonna go crazy. I had to do SEO, backlinking. I was trying to do Kindle books just to see if I could get to $1,000 a day. I had different funnels. I was doing Foursquares. I was doing affiliates. I was doing JV partners. I was doing CPA, PPC. I was doing referral marketing. Crazy. My head was going crazy. I was doing Google profile, backlinking, front linking, ranking, Bing, podcast, and all the craziness. Mass. I was pinging whatever that I did on my blog. I was doing mass pinging. I had software running. You know, back then it was so crazy. But now it's so much more better. This is what my business used to look like, my business model. I had traffic, this stuff. This, just looking at this gives me a headache now. And this is how I used to map out my business back in the days. I used to have all the syndication, all this crazy stuff going on just to see if I could have reached $1,000 in a day. That model is old school, and it's gonna make you go nuts. Ads, and I send people to a registration page on step 3. So they go to a registration page, which I set on automation, okay? They go to a registration page. So what I did on step 4, what you're gonna have to do, I prepared the webinar, which I have to do just once every month because I change the webinar monthly, or every 2 months. If the webinar is converting really well, I just leave it. I just keep sending traffic and keep making money. So I just only have to prepare the webinar just once. Okay, step 5, you send out an email, and in step 6, you give them on the webinar. Once they get on the webinar, you give them an offer. Okay, the offer could be what you selling for just $1,000, and boom, you give them some value like I'm doing on this webinar. I'm showing you the exact 7 steps on how I create $1,000 every single day, guys. You can do this stuff. Once you have the set, you see what I just showed you, all the 7 steps, you can just, yeah, you're gonna need to pay some money to Facebook, but that's cool. If you know my customers right now, for every customers I'm paying $60, but $60, I'm not just paying all $60. My ads, I'm targeting spending about $60 to acquire one customer. So my leads are costing me about $2, and my clicks are costing me about 40 cents. So once you know your number, it's all a game of playing for you. You start playing the game and you start making more and more money. Okay? So these are the 7 steps. The step 7, all you gotta do is follow up. Once you follow up, you close those people on the deal that you have for them. You can start making $1,000 every single day inside of your business. Okay? So I have clients that are, from ages of 21 to 71, people that I work with, male and female, who are cashing out on doing webinars, web event. Have people that teach on webinars. Some people coach on webinars. Some people create masterminds where it's a group of people that comes together and they teach them and they all grow together. I have people that create softwares and they demo their softwares on the webinar and sell them. I have one of my good friend, a guy, he just sold a software for $150,000 to a company, and they went through a webinar. He showed them how the stuff works. Boom, they paid him $150K for a software that they need. So you can do almost anything. Consultation, Q&A, if you're already running a coaching program, or if you already have a system that you're promoting, you could do Q&A on this webinar. Okay? I have people that do fashion expo, people that do styling. You can run a seminar. You could do a cooking school. I have one of my students who created a cooking school, and they created a membership site where in the beginning they only started charging people $19.99 a month, and she ended up getting 1,000 people at $19.99 a month. That's $20,000 a month that she's accumulating just by teaching people her recipes that she started doing at home for fun and doing all these videos, and now she built a whole brand around it. So if you're a musician, you can give out lessons on webinar. You can do scholarship, golf. There's no limit to what you could do, man. Just think. expand your brand. Think about how much stuff that you know you have right now that are worth thousands of dollars to you, but you probably just didn't know the structure that I just showed you to go out there and start creating those thousands of dollars. So once you figure out your niche, you follow the 7 steps, you should be able to start creating some amazing income for yourself, okay? But how does the money work, okay? Well, I have to keep doing webinars and other for me to make a 6 or 7 figure income, Cater? That might be the question that you asked me. Like I said, you can set it up on automation. Like right now, this webinar I'm making right now, it's gonna be on automation. So once I do it once, I can set it up on automation, see how it converts. If I don't like it, I could do another one, I could change it, I could do a next one, and I can just keep testing until I find the one that I like the best and just keep getting stuff going, okay? I have one of my students, his name is Dr. Rudy. When he came to me, you know, he was working, he's a dentist, he was working 12 hours a day, 15 days a month. You know, he gets about 7 clients a day, so making about $100 an hour. Daily income, $700. So monthly income is about $10,500. Not too bad, right? Not too bad for a dentist, and you know, making 6 figure. With that income, you're gonna be making 6 figure. But working 12 hours a day to make 6 figure, that's totally nuts, right? So what it was costing him to make 10K a month, it was exhaustion, burnout, no work. If you don't work, you don't make no money. So even if you have a job right now where you're making 6 figures or you're making close to 6 figures, if you don't have time, if you don't work, you make no money. And then you don't have time for yourself. Even though in this business as an entrepreneur, sometimes you might have to spend a little bit more time than expected because, you know, maybe one of your funnels not working the way you want, but the fact that you have time on your side and you can create as much income as you want makes it even more worth it. All right. I get a message here. Someone says they can't see my screen. Can't see my screen. All right. Is it everybody? All right, let me know if you guys can see my screen. Because Maria says she cannot see my screen. I don't know if you're watching from a cell phone or if you're watching from a regular computer. Hopefully that everybody else is good to go, okay? So I want you to understand, time is not money, okay? You can make a lot more money in your lifetime, but you cannot make more time, okay? Whatever time you had today was 24 hours, you cannot make 24 hours. But if you learn how to make $1,000 a day, you can learn how to make 2. Then you can learn how to make 3, then make 5, then eventually make 10, and eventually make $50,000 a day, 100K a day. So if you learn how to do that, everything else you can compensate for, you can make more of. But time is not money. It's not something that you can compensate it for. So what I did with Dr. Ruby is that we took what he had and I changed the whole process and give him a new process with coaching, different clients. So we started up a 6-week group coaching, just like I did. So he had a few clients instead of, you know, having to talk with everybody one-on-one. So we changed the whole aspect of his business. He started a 6 weeks coaching and charging. We wanted him to go at 2K, but he wanted to say, hey, you know, let's do 15 just to try it out. So he went for 15. What he did is a 1 hour every week with those people. Once they come in, 1 hour every week, gives them the email support that they can contact him. So really the total time that he invested into this was about 30 minutes for 8 to 10 hours a month, which is not bad compared to what he's doing. So he was able to literally bring down the hours that he's being spent at work to make even more money right now than he would be making at his job, spending less time. So what I want you to understand, get used to the mindset that time is not money. In order for you to make more money, you don't really need more time. You just need to understand how to leverage income, which is exactly what I'm teaching you right now. Okay, so he made the paradigm shift and he got a coach, a mentor. So I kind of teach him how to put this stuff together and boom, how to start charging higher prices for the coaching program that he intended to put out there. And once you put it out there, you know, the goal was to do it at 97, but when we push it to 2,000, which he's going to increase the price to 2,000, now he can just focus on getting 5 clients the whole month. That makes him 10K. And last time I spoke with him, he's getting about 2 clients a day just through Facebook ad and setting an automation process just like I have. So anybody can actually do this if you take the time. Everyone needs a mentor. Why? Because of ABCD. You need accountability. You need a blueprint, which is what the mentor is going to provide you. You need a community, because you need, when you get stuck or when you feel down, to know that, hey, there's other people going through the same thing that you're going through. You have someone who actually went through the same thing. You need direction. Or if you get lost, there's someone who can tell you, hey, this is where you get lost. Turn that way. Boom, you can make it happen. Okay, so here's, as I promised you, what I was going to show you guys in this training, how to create at least $1,000 a day. I give you the blueprint on how to do it. I give you the 7-step on how you need to do it. Come up with an idea, set up your Facebook ad, drive traffic to a registration page, send them to a webinar, send them the email to get on the webinar, convert on the webinar, and then follow up. That's the 7-step. So easy. If you follow the stuff, you have a product that is priced at least $1,000 to $2,000, you can start making $1,000 every single day on automation. Okay, so I also teach you how to get more clients at a higher fee by using Facebook strategy. Okay, I show you how to start selling anything between $2,000, $5,000, and even $10,000 program. Okay, I also show you how to stop chasing your tail, trying to blog, rank, do SEO, blogging, and other complicated stuff, which probably I've done in the past. I don't do as much as I used to. I don't really do the stuff that I do now. Is not really to make money, I should say, like blogging and YouTube. I like making YouTube video, and I want to impact more people, and I expand my reach. So I kind of do that more for these things, that the other things that I keep, like some of the stuff that I used to do, like Twitter, backlink, and all the craziness. I don't do the stuff anymore because I can create the income without having all this craziness. Okay, so let's finish the year strong. Okay, 2016 is not over. We still got about 3 months left after this month. We can still make this stuff happen. Okay, you can still make this stuff happen. The first thing, you're gonna need a paradigm shift. Okay, you're gonna need the first shift, which is a high honor code. Know what you're doing this stuff for. Okay, have a vision. The second thing, you need to desire, the desire to win and serve at a high level. Okay, you need to have the desire to win. That this year is not gonna go by without you crushing it, or without you, making it happen for yourself. Number 3, charge premium fees. Set up a service where you can charge at least $1,000. If I wanted to swipe my credit card right now on your name, do you have anything I can pay $1,000 for? If you don't have it, well, more likely, do you have something that I can even pay $500 for? If you don't have it, well, more likely you're gonna have to sell a lot of the smaller units that you have. So you need to have something that is gonna cost people $1,000. And the easiest way to have it is to give them your service, your coaching, and you don't need to know everything to coach. As long as you have a place that you're purging, as long as you have somewhere that you can learn and grow, there's so many people that's coming into your market, whatever that market is, every single day. And you can be that person for them they can go to and learn if you get the knowledge. Okay? So number 4, work with a coach and a mentor, which is what I did, which is what I still do. I still have many coaches and mentors. I'm actually going to a convention in November. I'm having a convention in November, and I'm actually going to a convention that's going to cost me $15,000, to go to it. You need to have mentors. Sometimes if you need to get to the next level, you have to pay to get there. You have to respect somebody else's time and let them lead you to what they're doing. I have someone I'm looking at that's making $4 million right now a year, and if I want to get to that level, I want to know exactly what they have in their back end. How do they lay down things? What are the foundation that they have to create a business that makes $4 million a year? Okay, so you need to have these things. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine yourself setting up this foundation for you, right? You have a webinar, you set it up on automation, and you letting people go through, and you're offering something automated for $97, $497, $1,000, or $2,000, or $5,000 even, and you don't have to do much grunt work. Once you do the webinar once, you set it up the way I showed you earlier, all you have to keep doing is send traffic and follow up. That's what you need to focus on. Send traffic and follow up, which I have a script for following up to those people when they come in. I have a script on how to close them. So if you don't know how to close them, or you don't want to do it, I show you how to hire and outsource other people to do it for you, and you pay them a percentage of their close. Or you can just get on the phone, do it yourself, where you don't have to pay somebody else, and you start cranking out even more money. Because some people will end up being converted on the webinar, and some people, they might need a little bit of follow-up to make those type of sales. So if this is something you're interested in, you can make it happen. So imagine every single day you're making cash on automation. What would that do for you? How would you feel? Like, man, okay, I made $1,000, $2,000. So tomorrow I'm gonna try to push to see if I can get 3 or 4. Okay, so I promise you there's a specific way for you to do this. Okay, you can do it. You can make at least $1,000 a day in profit. Okay, you'll never want to go back to making scrap again once you know how to make 1K a day in profit in your business. Okay. What you could do right now, you can keep surfing the internet, keep hoping for the answer, and hoping that it will appear, or jump on the next webinar, or keep buying $37 ebook, and hoping that you put it all together. Keep thinking that, hey, I can figure it out by myself. I know you're a smart guy, you're a smart girl. Eventually, you will. It might take you, a long time. You might have to go through the same process I went through, craziness, ups and downs with your income, and eventually you will, but it's going to cost you a lot of time and money. Or you can let me give you the same blueprint I use, the same script that I use, the same formula that I use, to go from 10K months to making over 100K months using this formula and adding other side of my business. I'm forever learning. Right now we're attacking Amazon. My wife is actually doing it, but we're going through a training right now that is solid. And once we go through this stuff, build that business, I want to set it up on automation to get to about 50K a month. And once you can get that to 50K a month, then we go build another one. So guys, you need a blueprint on how to make these things happen. And once you have it, you just keep following the blueprint and keep adding more streams to your income. Okay, so the choice is yours. In 30 days from now, you could have total financial freedom. Your financial stress could be over. Finances, your mortgage, your cars, college, aging parents if you're taking care of them, vacations, whenever you want. Have a newborn, so if you're expecting a newborn, and whatever else you want, these things can be solved with the income that you create for yourself, and you can do that. Or you can keep struggling or being frustrated that your business is stalled, and and your gift are being unused because you already have the gift to make this stuff happen, because you can, right? So if you're tired of struggling, here's what I want to show you. I want to give you my 7-step to 7 figures webinars blueprint. Okay, I want to give you that. On week 1, what's inside of it is research and finding a niche biz model that you can follow and figure out your audience. Okay, this is a $997 value. Okay, on week 2, I'm going to show you in there how to build the webinar presentation and how to give value on the webinars and how to get people to buy what you have to offer, the specific lingos to use, how to get inside of your customer's head and know what they are thinking, and being able to push on the pressure point to help you make the sales, to help them believe in themselves and help you make the sale and buy the product that you're giving. That's a value of $3,997. Week 3 is traffic generation. I've generated so much traffic off Facebook. It's one of my best places to get traffic. I'm going to show you how to set up your Facebook ads specifically for this matter, and how to calculate your customer value, and how to spend less money with Facebook targeting and optimization. Okay, that's value at $1,997. And on week 3, I'm going to show you how to create your program and your back end. Okay, a lot of people don't know how to create the back end. Well, the best part, the easiest way is to see it done. Okay, if you see it done, you can do it, because most of you are smart people. If you see something done in front of you, you could do it. If I see anybody do anything in front of me, I can go ahead and do it most of the time, right? So you're going to be able to understand how to create your product, create your program, and how to create your backend. So total value, this is a $4,997 value. And total value at $11,990. But wait, I got some bonuses for the people that takes action, okay? For people that takes action, I have a couple of bonuses for you. So when you take action, I'm going to give you access. Bonus number one, I'm going to give you access to the buffet. I'm revamping the buffet, which is a product that I did about a year ago. And inside of the buffet, what I do is that I teach people multiple skill set. Why? Because I believe that you need to be able to sustain your business long term. You're going to need to know how to drive traffic multiple ways. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I also teach you how to do Facebook ads and also how to sell different stuff, do affiliate marketing inside of there so that your streams of income can duplicate and your traffic source can duplicate, and you can multiply that as you go. Okay, that's $9.97. I give you that as a bonus. Okay, and then a bonus number two, I'm going to give you 3 months access to ClickFunnels, which is the software you're going to need to create your backend for your product. I'm going to give you 3 months of that for free. It's $97 a month if you go buy it yourself personally, but I'm going to give you access to that for free for 3 months, okay? And number three, I'm going to give you access to my webinars template that you can actually use for your own webinar. Just adding your own flavor to it, boom, you create your own webinar, and it's $9.97. Four, I'm going to give you access to my book called Birthing Your Dream. Pre-order at $99 that comes out in November. So you're gonna be able to get a free copy, and you're gonna get the book before everybody else. Okay, so I'm gonna give you that as a bonus. Bonus number five, I'm gonna give you access to 1 ticket to my Orlando conference that I'm gonna be having in November, which is valued at $5,997. You get that for free. Okay, I'm also gonna give you access to I already said that, to pre-order my book. I'm also going to do a JV webinar with you. I'm going to do a JV webinar with you. If we have a webinar fit where me and you could do a webinar together, we can do a webinar together. If you feel like, oh man, I've never done a webinar, I'm kind of scared, I don't know what to say, or I need a little bit of help, we can set up a day and a time, and we can come together and find a time that's going to be best for me, and I could do a JV webinar with you where I can edify you on that webinar. I can, you can ask me questions, and, I can be a subject of question to you, or it could go the other way around where I can go on the webinar and ask you questions and how you doing on your business, stuff like that, how you take it to the next level. So total value is $21,999. But today, guys, you can actually get in. You don't have to pay anything. You got to go to www.workwithcatercormier.com. Okay, once you go there, it's actually an application you fill for that. So I know exactly. It's not the same application. Some of you has been on my webinar before. This is totally different. So if you want to do this, you want to get these bonuses, you want to take it to the next level, okay, you can go to this website and we can make this stuff happen, okay? So you can go to www.workwithcatercormier.com. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. I had it open here. Let's see what we got. It was over here, okay? So I didn't go to it, but if you go to, I can write it down for you, for those of you that wants me to write it. So you can see what it looks like. .com. I think it's .com. I hope it's .com. No, it's not .com. Work. Forgot to put work in front of it. My bad. Workwithcatercormier.com. Work. And matter of fact, this is one of my products called the Ultimate Cash Flow Process. I'm also going to give you access to that product. That product right now goes for, I think it's $9.97. It's $4.97. It's a $4.97 product. If you want to buy it, it would cost you $4.97. But it's one of the bonus also, because once you get in the inside, you get access to that product also. So go to workwithcatercormier.com. It will take you to this application. Work with me. There's a few questions because I just want to work with people who are serious, who's ready to make it happen. Who's ready to make $1,000 a day? Those people who's not gonna quit until you see that you're making $1,000, and you're gonna follow the process. Okay, you're not gonna whine. You're gonna follow the process. You're gonna go with me, and we're gonna grow together. I'm gonna show you what to do. You're gonna do the stuff, right? You're gonna follow the process, and you're gonna start making $1,000 a day. Okay. Okay, so for those people who's ready to start challenging yourself, start taking it to a whole next level, right? I want you to go there, fill out this application. It's free. You don't have to pay anything out to fill it out, but it's gonna cost you something to get in. It's not gonna be free for you to get into the coaching. So I'm just letting you know that way ahead of time. All right, so now let's do a Q&A, guys. I haven't done a Q&A in a minute. So if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, and I actually will comment, and I will give you the mic, and you are able to speak live. So let me know if you have any questions. Just raise your hand, and I will bring you out on the live. All right. So got a bunch of people here. So it don't looks like we have any live questions. Maybe let me look if we have any questions in there. All right, I'm reading some of the questions you guys sent in. So Charles says, does this require for me to create my own product? We give you the blueprint. Yes, of course. You know, you can sell mine if you want to, and I pay you an affiliate commission. But when you have yours, you make 100% of the money. So yes, this is going to require you to stretch a little bit. So yes to that question. You have to stretch a little bit, but we show you exactly how to create your webinar, because you need something to sell when you get on the webinar. When I get on the webinar with you, we're going to sell something. So I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to show you what you need to say, what you need to have, put something together so that we can crush it out. All right, hopefully that answers your question. All right, so let's see. I have another question here. And guys, if you haven't gone to the website, just go to workwithcatercormier.com. You'll be able to see this. Okay. So next question is from Shatoya, and the question says, how fast? Okay. All right. Shatoya said, how fast can I see $1,000? It all depends on how fast it all depends on how fast that you actually take action. I mean, if you set it up, like the reason I'm making $1,000, you know, on most days or even more with just this part of my system, is because I took time to set it up. So if it takes you a week to set it up, if you set it up the same night and you're someone who's ready to go, you just need a blueprint. There was a time I invested $10,000. When I was first creating my coaching program. I didn't know what to expect, but I had a lot of experience. I just didn't know what to expect and how to do it, what I needed to have in the back end. I kind of knew what I needed, but I was just not confident because I never created one before. So I went ahead and spent 10 G's into a program just so I can get the formula. So literally on the first day I got the program, I just took action on the first day. I saw what they got. I went in and put up a webinar together. On the first day I did it, I had 2 clients. I had a webinar. I had about 80 people on the webinar. I had 2 people who bought in at $5,000 a piece, each one of them. And that ended up making me my first. Matter of fact, you see this product that I showed you guys earlier, this product, I teach exactly how that day happened. Where was it? catercormier.com. This video is actually speaking about that day. So the video I was telling you, this video, the proof that you see on this video, where this is $8,000 PayPal that's on here, that was the day that I did that. I had made $10,000 in just the same day after I implement. So if you, like me, you just an action taker and you already sometime further down the line in your business and you know some stuff, you're not starting from scratch, you can make the money like really, really fast, because all you need is structure. All you need is, okay, I just need this. This is what I need to do. This is the step that I need to do. Boom, and then you make it happen. So, but if you're starting from scratch, it might take you like a week, or you know, to put everything together, go to the modules. Sometimes people need to watch the stuff more than once. You know, so the answer to your question is all depends how fast you work, and where you are currently and how much, you know, how much experience you have. And if you don't have any experience, don't be afraid to have newbies, people who's coming in and they follow the step by step and they start making money. So don't be afraid of the time. Remember, I said that on the webinar. You don't get paid for the time, you get paid for the value. So even if it takes you, you know, I'll say, even if it takes you like a year to learn, I mean, that's like really long. You're not going to take that long. But I'm just saying, even if it was to take you a year to learn how to make 1K a day, wouldn't it be worth it? Heck yes. If you ask me, when I was getting paid $10 an hour at a crappy job, you know, I would never make 1K in one day, ever, 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 ever. The most I could have ever made was $240. So if you ever ask me, would it be worth it for me to learn it in a year? I would tell you, heck yes. So, I mean, the time, you know, in our world as entrepreneur, time don't matter, but it's the value that matters. So the more valuable you become, the more that you can put this information, you can put this structure, you can put that under your belt, the faster you can create results for yourself, okay? So if you guys just getting on the webinar, if you just see a few people just stopping in right now, well, you might have to get the recording, or you can just go to workwithkadercormier.com, and there you can fill out an application. This is not the same application. This is a little bit different. So there's a couple of questions that I'm asking you. So fill out those questions. Let me know what's up with your business, and then I get in touch with you. We can get in touch with you. You definitely let me know, hey, you know what, I'm ready to set up the system, and all the bonuses that I went over earlier, they're gonna be made available to you. All right. So let's see if I have any more questions. If anybody wants to come out, feel free. You can raise your hand, or I can just read your questions if you do put that. How much is the training? Someone says it's free to fill out the application, so feel free to do that. All right. But anyway, I'm looking, there's not any more questions, guys. It looks like it's a very slow crowd tonight. Everybody gets it. So let's do it, guys. Let's make it happen. It's time for you to start making $1,000 a day. Let's go. Fill out the application. That was Kader. Appreciate you. It's hitting 8 o'clock now. Thank you for your presence. I hope you learned some massive information. I'm gonna do the recording to this webinar. If you want to get access to it, send me a message. I can always send it to you, and you guys, you know, some people might even be able to look from afar and not even being in the inside, and they model what I just showed you. What I showed you guys is what I do. You know, maybe, you know, in the inside, I'm gonna lay down the structure on how to do it, what tool to use, you know, stuff like that. Go a little bit more deeper into details. But what I just showed you is what I do to create $1,000 a day, at least $1,000 a day. It's this structure, 7 steps. You know, the 7th step I showed you, have an idea that I want to convey in the marketplace, and boom, I create a product around it, create a webinar, send traffic from Facebook ads, get people to go to it on automation, and then sell them in the back end, and boom, that's how I make at least $1,000 a day. It's really easy. Once you know how to do it, you can set it up multiple times, and you can have multiple webinars playing every single day on automation. You can start cracking thousands of dollars every single day. But guys, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. That was Kader. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you guys later.